Hi, it's Craig with TerraLite here, and today I'm going to show you the latest sleeping bag from Western Mountaineering. It's part of their Extreme Light series. It's called the TerraLite, and this is a new bag just being released in the US for spring 2014. However, this bag has been sold in Europe for the past 15 years underneath the name Let's Move. It's a slightly different bag in Europe. They used a 20 denier fabric, and it was a green fabric in Europe, but it's the same shape. The idea behind this bag is that it is cut very wide in the waist. I'll go through the dimensions here. The dimensions for the sleeping bag are 65 inches at the shoulder, 68 inches at the waist, and 42 inches at the foot. So that's where it gets kind of that egg-shaped profile. And if you compare that 68 inches at the waist, you know, a typical sleeping bag that we sell here is maybe going to be 55 inches at the waist. So this is a very roomy sleeping bag in the midsection of the bag. We verified the weight of the sleeping bag on our own scales at TerraLite, and it checked in at 1 pound 12.5 ounces or 807 grams, so just slightly less than what they spec'd this weight on Western Mountaineering's website. The other unique feature about this bag is that it has two zippers. The primary zipper is a 70-inch zipper. There's an additional zipper at the foot, which is a 16-inch zipper. What you can do is unzip both those zippers, and this turns into a very large quilt for one person, or you could even use it as a quilt for two people. Of course, you could take a right-hand zip version of this bag and a left-hand version of this bag and zip them together to make a really nice setup for two people to sleep. And unlike a traditional mummy-shaped bag, when you zip two of these together, it's going to have a very nice and very functional shape to it. The reason we brought this bag in is because it is really comfortable for those of you who do move around a lot more or sleep on your side. And it's also a nice option for when you want to unzip it and use it as a quilt. It's one of the things I appreciate about this bag is just the versatility. If you are going to invest in one bag and you want to use it backpacking, but also just car camping or on a quick overnight, etc. The temperature rating on the bag, it's rated at 25 degrees. However, since this has been being sold in in Europe for the past 15 years, it does have an EN rating. They rated it at 28 degrees comfort, 18 degrees limit. The bag uses a 12 denier fabric on the outside, 850 power fill goose down filling. It's a continuous baffle construction. It has an average of about 18 ounces or 510 grams fill weight. It comes in three lengths. The short is 5 foot 6 inches, the regular is 6 foot, and the long is 6 foot 6 inches. So finally here, I'm going to talk about quality. We all know Western Mountaineering as a maker of really, really high quality sleeping bags. And I should probably just do a separate video on why I think Western Mountaineering is such a great company. But I'm going to try and communicate to you just some of the things that Western Mountaineering does that allows them to produce such a high quality product. Let's talk about construction. These bags are actually made in their facility in California, and they've been doing it for over 35 years. When you get a bag made from another manufacturer, it's usually made in a factory somewhere overseas, typically Asia, and it's made in a factory that doesn't specialize in working with sleeping bags or working with down products. Usually what they do is they tool up or get configured to make a run of sleeping bags, and they may do it for several manufacturers. They do that for a couple months, and then they retool to go on to producing whatever it is they're going to sew next, bikinis or board shorts or jackets or whatever. So they don't specialize in any one product. Western Mountaineering specializes in the production of sleeping bags. The other thing is when they're producing a sleeping bag, because they're such high volume manufacturing facilities, they break each product down to numerous really, really small steps. So you may have 15 people or more working on a single sleeping bag, each just producing one little portion or piece of the sleeping bag. At Western Mountaineering, you're going to have probably a maximum of 2 people working on each sleeping bag. One person that does the baffles and the other person that does the remainder of the construction on the bag. They are all trained specifically in working with sleeping bags. They know the process start to finish, and they do it 12 months out of every year. So that is why you're getting such superior construction. They don't have to learn something and then 2 months later learn to produce a different product, so forth throughout the year. So Western Mountaineering, 35 years experience producing these in their facility. They know sleeping bag construction inside and out. I think what's also important to point out about Western Mountaineering is if you ever need to have your sleeping bag repaired, you're going to send it back to them or send it to us, and we'll send it back to them for you. And it's going to get repaired at the same facility that it was originally made. With other brands that get mass produced overseas, if you need a repair, you send it back to them, and they're going to send it out to whatever repair shop that they are contracted with to repair your bag. So it won't be repaired at the same facility or by the same people that originally made it. The other thing to point out with Western Mountaineering is they get their fabric specifically made for them. You know, when you look at fabric, it's a weave. So you've got strands running this way, strands running this way, and they're weaved through each other. In order to increase the rate at which they can produce fabric, they'll run more strands in one direction than they will in the other direction. The more balanced those are, meaning you have a similar number of strands running this direction as you do this direction, it's called a balanced weave. Western Mountaineering specifies their own fabric that is made specifically for them, and they specify a more balanced weave in their fabric. It's kind of difficult for some of the fabric companies to do this. They don't like to do this because they have to slow down their machines to do it. To get the fabric that Western Mountaineering gets, I think they have to slow down their machines about 30% in order to produce it. So it's more expensive fabric, but Western Mountaineering believes it's worth it because it creates a higher quality, more down-proof fabric. So this sleeping bag is designed for someone who likes to sleep on their side. Perhaps they like a roomier sleeping bag or they're a larger individual, but it's a great addition to the lineup from Western Mountaineering. And it's one of the things that I appreciate about Western Mountaineering. Because they make all their products in their own facility, they don't have to produce items that are going to adhere to some really large manufacturing minimum. You know, they can produce a sleeping bag that caters to a select market. I think that's all I have for this bag right now. This is the TerraLite from Western Mountaineering. If you have any questions on this, please give us a call at area code 406-582-0508 or send us an email to info@terralitegear.com. Thanks for watching. Hi there. Sorry, I was just wrapping up a video.